Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive into something truly fascinating, gold.
Hmm.
It's been a symbol of wealth and power for millennia,
Yeah,
but there's so much more to it.
absolutely.
So much history, so many surprising applications, and even some mysteries surrounding this precious metal.
Right.
In fact, this deep dive will be structured as a quiz to test just how much you know about gold, and if you'd like to put your own knowledge to the test, or even challenge your friends, you can find tons of quizzes just like this at Faabul.com. You can even create your own and share them, or host live games. But for now, let's jump into our golden quiz. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I've got some real brain ticklers lined up for you.
Okay, bring it on.
Hmm.
Let's start with a location-based question. Where is the world's deepest gold mine?
Ooh, a good one right off the bat.
Is it A, South Africa, B, the United States, C, India, or D, Australia?
That's a tough one. I know I've heard of some pretty deep mines in South Africa.
You're on the right track.
Yeah.
The world's deepest gold mine is indeed in South Africa.
Wow.
It's called the Mponeng Gold Mine. And get this, it goes down over 4 kilometers into the earth.
4 kilometers. That's incredible. I can't even imagine what it must be like to work down there.
It's a truly remarkable feat of engineering. To put it into perspective, the journey down to the deepest levels can take over an hour. And the conditions down there are intense, with the pressure, the heat they actually have to pump chilled air down to make it bearable for the miners.
It really shows the lengths we'll go to for this shiny metal.
It really does. Okay, ready for question number 2?
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
All right, this one's a bit more technical. Which chemical element is often used in a process to extract gold from ore?
Ooh, this is where things get a little controversial, right?
It can be.
Yeah.
Your options are A, chlorine, B, mercury, C, cyanide, or D, all of the above.
Well, I know that all three of those have been used in gold extraction, so
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say D, all of the above.
You are absolutely correct. While all three have been used, cyanide is actually the most commonly employed method today.
Oh, that's right. And it's pretty dangerous stuff, too.
Yeah. It is. The Baia cyanide spill in Romania back in 2000 was a stark reminder of the potential environmental consequences of gold mining.
A real tragedy.
Definitely. It's a complex issue balancing the demand for gold with responsible and sustainable practices.
Absolutely.
All right, what's next?
Okay, this next one might surprise you. What percentage of the world's newly mined gold is used in industry?
Industry. That's a good question. I have no idea.
Is it A, 10%, B, 25%, C, 50%, or D, 75%?
Well, gold is used in all sorts of things these days, electronics, medicine. I'm going to guess C, 50%.
It's actually much lower than you might think. The answer is A, 10%.
10%? Wow. I'm surprised by that. I figured it'd be much higher.
It is a relatively small amount, but it plays a crucial role in various sectors. Gold's unique properties, like its conductivity and resistance to corrosion, make it essential in many high-tech applications.
Oh.
For example, think about your smartphone.
Okay.
It uses a tiny amount of gold for its electrical contacts, and that's just one example.
Right.
The World Gold Council estimates that a typical cell phone contains about 50 milligrams of gold worth around $3.
Really?
But with billions of phones produced every year, that adds up to billions of dollars in gold.
Wow, I had no idea. So much gold in our pockets.
Exactly. Okay, ready for the next challenge?
Bring it on.
All right. Which of these is not a method of gold mining? A, placer mining, B, open pit mining, C, subsurface mining, or D, fractional distillation?
Fractional distillation. That sounds more like chemistry than mining.
You're right on the money.
Haha.
Fractional distillation is used to separate liquids based on their boiling points. And as you know, gold mining involves solid materials. So D is definitely out.
Okay, so the other three are legit mining methods.
They are. Placer mining is the simplest method. It's often associated with those iconic images of prospectors panning for gold in rivers and streams.
Oh, the classic gold rush image.
Exactly. Then we have open pit mining, which is basically what it sounds like, digging massive open pits to extract ore from deposits near the surface.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of those. Those are massive.
They are. And lastly, there's subsurface mining, which is the most complex and expensive method. They dig tunnels and shafts deep underground to reach the gold veins.
So it's like a whole underground city dedicated to gold.
It can be pretty incredible. Okay, next question.
I'm all ears.
Let's go back to ancient times for this one. What is the Latin word for gold? Is it A, argentum, B, aurum, C, ferrum, or D, cuprum?
Oh, Latin. Now we're talking my language. Well, sort of.
Uh-huh.
I know this one. It's B aurum. It even sounds kind of fancy like gold.
You are absolutely correct. Aurum is indeed the Latin word for gold, and it's where we get the chemical symbol Ur from.
Wow, that's really cool. It's amazing how a word from an ancient language is still so relevant today.
It really shows the enduring legacy of gold. All right, ready for the next one?
Maybe.
This one's about gold's role in shaping global economies.
Right.
When was the classical gold standard in place internationally? Was it A, 1673 to 1717, B, 1770 to 1873, C, 1873 to 1914, or D, 1914 to 1971?
The gold standard, I remember learning about that in history class. It was before World War I, right?
You're on the right track. It was C, 1873 to 1914.
Okay, so for those of us who might need a refresher, what exactly was the gold standard?
Essentially, it meant that countries fixed the value of their currencies to a specific amount of gold. This was intended to stabilize exchange rates and promote international trade.
So it was like gold was the anchor for the whole global financial system.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's quite a concept to think about how one commodity could have such a profound impact on the world.
It really is. It shows the power that gold has had throughout history.
Okay, what's our last question for this round?
All right, for this final question, let's consider the environmental impact of gold mining. Which of these gold mining methods is known to have a significant environmental impact, especially on aquatic habitats and water quality? Is it A, placer mining, B, open pit mining, C, subsurface mining, or D, suction dredging?
Suction dredging. I think I've heard of that one. It sounds pretty intense.
It is, and it can be very destructive. It involves using a powerful pump to vacuum up gravel and sediment from riverbeds, which can disrupt ecosystems and pollute the water.
So it's basically like a giant underwater vacuum cleaner wreaking havoc. Pretty much. It's a reminder that our desire for gold can have unintended consequences.
It's definitely something to think about.
All right, that concludes part one of our golden quiz.
Now let's talk about gold's amazing properties. Pure gold is incredibly malleable, meaning it can be hammered into extremely thin sheets. What is the term for these thin sheets of gold?
Thin sheets of gold. I remember watching a documentary about artisans who use those delicate sheets to decorate artwork and historical objects.
You're thinking of gold leaf, but your options are A, foil, B, veneer, C leaf, or D, lamina.
Yes, it's sea gold leaf. It's incredible how they can create something so thin and delicate, yet so durable.
It's one of the many remarkable qualities of gold.
Okay, ready for our final challenge of this round?
I'm ready, bring it on. This one's about common misconceptions about gold. Which of these statements about gold is false? Is it A, gold is a good conductor of electricity? B, gold is highly reactive with other elements? C, gold is resistant to corrosion? Or D, gold is a relatively soft metal?
Okay, let's break this down. I know gold is famous for its conductivity and its resistance to corrosion,
Yeah.
and I've also heard that pure gold is quite soft and easily shaped. So the statement that seems false to me is gold is highly reactive with other elements.
You are absolutely right. Gold is known for its lack of reactivity. It doesn't easily tarnish or corrode even after centuries, which is one of the reasons it's so prized.
So it's not just beautiful, it's also incredibly stable.
Exactly. That concludes part 2 of our gold quiz.
Well, I've definitely learned a lot from these questions.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I've saved some of the trickiest questions for last. Are you ready for the challenge?
Oh, absolutely. Bring it on.
All right, then. This question focuses on a major shift in global finance. What event in 1971 marked a turning point in the history of gold and the global monetary system?
1971. That rings a bell.
Here are your options. A, the establishment of the International Monetary Fund. B, the signing of the Bretton Woods Agreement. C, the United States abandoning the gold standard. Or D, the creation of the euro currency.
Oh, I remember this. It was a big deal. It was C, the United States abandoning the gold standard.
You are absolutely correct. President Nixon's decision to sever the dollar's link to gold in 1971 had a huge impact on the world. It marked the end of the Bretton Woods system, which had been in place since World War II.
Yeah, and it ushered in the era of floating exchange rates that we still have today. It's amazing how one decision can have such far-reaching consequences.
It really is. It makes you wonder how future historians will view our current economic systems.
It definitely does. Okay, what's next?
All right, let's get specific about gold's uses. Which industry uses the most gold? Is it A, jewelry, B, electronics, C, dentistry, or D, aerospace?
This one seems pretty straightforward. I'm going to go with the jewelry. It's been a symbol of wealth and status for as long as I can remember.
You are absolutely right. The jewelry industry is by far the biggest consumer of gold, accounting for roughly half of global demand. It's no wonder gold is often called a precious metal.
I guess some things never go out of style. Okay, bring on the final question.
Here it is, the ultimate test of your gold knowledge. What is the fineness of pure gold, also known as 24-karat gold?
24 karat gold, that's the good stuff, right?
It is, but do you know how pure it actually is? Is it A, 75%, B, 91.6%, C, 99.9%, or D, 100%?
Well, I know 24 karat is supposed to be pure gold, so I'm tempted to say D 100%. But something tells me there's a catch.
You're right to be cautious. The answer is actually C, 99.9%. While we often say 24-karat gold is pure, it's almost impossible to remove every single trace of other elements.
So even pure gold has its impurities.
You could say that. And with that, we've reached the end of our golden quiz. Congratulations on making it through all the questions.
I feel like I've earned a gold medal in gold knowledge.
Haha. Well, you've certainly proven yourself to be a gold enthusiast. And if any of our listeners out there are feeling inspired to test their own knowledge or challenge their friends, head over to Faabul.com.
You'll find tons of fun quizzes on all sorts of topics. You can even create your own and share your expertise with the world.
Until next time, keep exploring and never stop learning.
And may all your deep dives be golden.